What's up, little randos? Nope. What's up, little randoms? Welcome back to my channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. And today's video is actually going to be an interesting one. I just took a shower, if you didn't notice. But this is just basically going to be my life story because I've been on here for 6 years already. Maybe like six or the other number. The other number that comes after 6, about that amount of years here on YouTube, and y'all still don't know a lot about me. Sorry, I just heard someone come home. That was really awkward. But it is about like 7:37 right now, so it is pretty early, as you can see. But anyways, like I was saying, I've been on here for about like 6 years or a little bit longer than that, and y'all still don't know a lot about me. So today's gonna just be my life story, basically. And while I do my makeup, because if I don't get to vlog videos today, then I'm probably just doing my makeup for nothing. But my plan is to try to do some other vlogs today. My sister will be coming soon. So yeah, but this is probably not going to be an edited video because it is like really early and I'm really lazy. If I do edit it, it'll probably be like later. So I don't know when this video will come out. Hopefully I can let it out today. Actually, yeah, hopefully I can upload it today. I'm talking nonsense here. Actually, I do have to cut out something because I have to cut out my intro. So that's the only thing I have to cut out. But I don't know how long this video will be, so hopefully it's not that long because I have to just cut out one thing and it's just my intro. So if it takes a long time to like upload to my phone, then I'm kind of cooked because then I have to wait a long time. And I can't click off my editing app while it's doing that because it's CapCut, so you know the struggle is real. But like, anyways, okay, let's start. So obviously I was born I was born August 30th, 2014. My parents, they were not technically like together. They kind of just stuck around. Well, actually, my dad wasn't really in the picture that much. But my mom was. But my mom was. And I love my mother to death. So even though if I don't show it, I do. And yeah, I love my mother to death because she was around my whole life. But besides that, I was many years my dad back and forth. Then after a while I moved in with my grandma when I was about 2. Me and my mom moved in, and you know, I grew up there. Let's see, then I went to Garcia Elementary for my years of elementary, my whole life. I went there, yeah, my whole life. And for a while, I was a very smart little kid, I guess, like a precare. So since my birthday's in August, I joined pre-K when I was 3 years old, but then I turned 4. Everyone else was, I think, turning like 5. So yeah, but I could speak full sentences. I was obviously potty trained because they won't let you in. They wouldn't, back then they wouldn't let you in if you weren't potty trained. So, but yeah, I could speak full sentences. I was potty trained. I was fine. I was a quiet kid back then. I was a quiet and good kid. So we lived with my grandma for a long time, and then I know for a while my dad had lived with us, but then we kicked him out because of reasons that I know the reasons. I just, you know what, frick it, because he stole money from, I don't remember who, but he was just not a very good person. He's trying to be better now, but we just told him he had to go. So then I grew up in that house. My dad was not around a lot. Sometimes we would pick him up to go eat, and there was one time they got into a huge argument. That is a story I am not yet comfortable sharing on the internet. So it was just a horrible argument, and I was like 3 years old. It was crazy. But besides that, then I went to kindergarten. Kindergarten was not very memorable year. I don't remember a lot from kindergarten. I do remember some stuff from pre-K though, because I loved my pre-K teacher. Like, my mom and her are like kind of friends, like basically are friends right now. And so yeah, I love my pre-K teacher. Both my pre-K teachers, they're both friends of my mom, and they love me and I love them. And my brother is probably going to have my pre-K teacher. Isn't that ironic? Generations after generation. But anyways, so kindergarten, I had I think I had friends, like a couple of friends, but I had one close friend. We're gonna call her I don't even know what to call her. We're going to call her Bubble. Yeah, we're just gonna call her Bubble. So Bubble and I were pretty close in kindergarten. I remember there was one time where in kindergarten I don't even know what it was for, but we learned about the death of Selena. I think I had already turned 5 and everybody else was turning 6. But we learned about the death of Selena, and I remember coming home and talking about it to my mom, telling my mom how she died. I mean, I don't really know if that's right to talk about in kindergarten. I mean, if y'all think it's okay, then I guess it's okay. But I don't know if it's like, if you can just like do that, basically. Because there was a bunch of 5 and 6 year olds in there. But yeah, sorry, I lose my train of thought sometimes, so if I'm not talking, then yeah. But anyways, so yeah, Then I got to first grade and I made a new friend. I will be saying her real name on here because she was one of my best friends for the longest time. We met in first grade and she's been my friend all the way up until 7th grade because I'm going to 7th grade next month. Kind of scared, but she's been my friend for the longest time, and she's made a few appearances here on the channel. Her name is Maddie. We are pretty close still. I'm not as close as we used to be, but we're still pretty close now. Back then we were friends in first grade, and the girl named Bubble was like, I think she was our friend at the beginning or something. I don't even know what happened, but it would be like on and off. Like sometimes I would hang out more with Bubble than I would with Maddie. That's just how we did it or something. I don't even know. Because I guess if the other one made us mad, we would hang out with Bubble more than the other. But we would never like stop being friends. It was just kind of a thing we did. Like, I think if we did it even if we weren't mad at each other. It was just kind of a thing we did, and I don't think it was an often thing. I think it was just something that we did a lot. But we would never like stop talking to each other, ignore each other, stop being friends. But anyways, one day I was going up to Maddie in PE, and she was hanging out with Millie, and I was like, hey, can I like dance with you? Because that's what we would do in first grade. We would do like dancing videos. And she told me straight up, she was like, hey, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. I want to be friends with Millie instead. Oh, I'm gonna cut that out because I do have to edit this video. But she was like, I want to be friends with Bubble instead. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was kind of sad. But years later, come to find out, Bubble actually told Maddie not to be friends with me because I was saying that I didn't want to be her friend and that Maddie was ugly and all that, when I had never said that. Because I'm a good person. But that's what happened. And then 2nd grade, nothing big happened. I remember, what do I remember? Let's think. I don't know what had happened. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I got my first cat when I lived at my grandma's, and her name was Flower. I loved her a lot. So yeah, we had her. She did run away, but she always found her way back to my grandma's house, but only for food. That biggie. But so yeah. But then I remember in 2nd grade, something had happened. It was an incident. I had like a pack of lip glosses that they all smelled so good. And I had these two best friends, Jules and Ariana. We were like the closest friends you will ever meet. We were so close with each other. We were literally inseparable. And then like I told them everything. And we had arguments, obviously, like normal best friends, but nothing ever like super huge. Just small ones here and there. But I had a pack of lip glosses, and one of them was like super good and my favorite, so I was using it in class a lot, and then I got it taken away, and I think I had stole it back because I was really mad about it. And I had like always gotten straight A's. So I was like a kind of like a good kid. That teacher just didn't like me that much, but it was because I was like really talkative though. I was good, but I was like really talkative. So basically I remember I'd crashed out about something. I guess I got in trouble. And I said something personal. I don't even remember what. I think it was just like about my dad or something. And they're like, you can go to the counselor's office if you want. And I was like, no. I just crashed out. I yelled in front of like the whole class. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, they were like, well, you can go to the counselor's office if you want. And I was like, no. Because like, if you know, you know. The counselors are gonna end up telling your parents anyway. Like, what's the like, that's just like extra work you gotta put in. Like, why would I go to the counselor for like that? They're gonna end up telling my parents anyways, because that's what all counselors do. That's why I don't trust no one. That's why I got trust issues. But yeah, so like that happened, and then so, oh my god, why do I look like that? Anyways, so that happened, and then we went to 3rd grade, and Jules sadly wasn't there, but Ariana was still there. But me and Maddie had like locked in on being best friends. I had like the greatest teacher, but I stopped getting straight A's. I had gotten straight A's pre-K. I don't even know if you get grades, but we'll just say pre-K all the way through 2nd grade. Stopped getting straight A's 3rd grade year, which is sad because that was like the STAR test like year. That was the first time you took the STAR test and all of that stupid stuff. And yeah, I had stopped getting straight A's. It was really sad because I got in trouble with my mom because she wanted me to get straight A's because that's all I had gotten. But my teacher was super nice. She helped as much as she could. And we did have like little assistant teachers, like getting ready to be teachers. That's why they were there. Ow, my eye. Okay, great. Now it looks like a little red. Anyways. But I remember the first one we ever had was a girl. And I really liked her, honestly. The only thing I didn't like about the assistant teachers was when I was like trying to call on the teacher, she would always come up, and I didn't really want to talk to her. I just want to talk to like the teacher. So it was kind of annoying, but it was like whatever, you know. There's nothing I can like do about it. So I just sort of like, oh, never mind. And then I would raise my hand again when the teacher was looking so I could get her attention. But yeah. And then she was really nice. And then she ended up leaving. She said she'd come visit us. And she did a few times. But that was pretty much it. And then we had another assistant teacher named, I don't even know his name, honestly. But everyone loved that teacher. I don't even know why. There was just something about him. He had his own YouTube channel, and he made like mini movies and everything. So I think that's why everyone like loved him and stuff. Anyways, but yeah, I really loved him, and everybody cried the day he left. So it was kind of like a sad thing, but everyone loved him. But yeah, but that teacher was really great. Anyways, but there is a story in 7th grade. Oh, and also Maddie was like, I'm pretty sure Maddie and Ariana would get jealous of each other because me and Ariana were friends like throughout the whole 2nd grade year. But then me and Maddie became best friends because me and Ariana drifted apart like the slightest bit because Jules was gone. And we missed her, but there was no way we could get in contact with her because she didn't have a phone. So Either that or we just never got her. No, I think she just didn't have a phone. I had a phone, but they didn't have a phone, so I don't think I ever was able to contact them or anything. But I'm pretty sure they were a little jealous of each other. Because, it was kind of like low-key obvious, honestly. Like, low-key, high-key, you could tell. And they ended up becoming friends. But anyways, that's not the story I was gonna tell. Basically, there was one time I had a crush on this guy. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I had a crush on him. And we were like frenemies. That's what we told everyone. I'm pretty sure he didn't even see me as a friend. The reason we said frenemies is because we would like just like argue a lot with each other, like play argue. So yeah. But I remember there was one time I was like, no, we're just like frenemies, right? I was like, right, blank. And they're like, yeah, frenemies. I thought they were being like sarcastic about it. I thought they liked me too, but no, I'm pretty sure they just didn't even see me as a friend, because I know there was one time I was like talking during class and the teacher kept getting mad. They were like, who is talking? And none of the table members told on me until Maddie tells on me that I was the one talking and I got moved. But she told me, like, I think a few years later, she told me that Rocco kicked her under the table and made her tell on me or something like that. That's what she said. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. I'm just trying to like concentrate on what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what happened. And then, fourth grade year, I'm pretty sure I moved. Fourth grade year or the end of third grade year, I moved into my house. And I still stayed at the same school, just a little bit further. From the school, but I was still like pretty much on time every day. But I got my grades back up a little bit. I was doing okay. School was fine. Nothing too dramatic happened. I did get in trouble a lot with that teacher, but oh no, something did happen. Okay. But anyways, as I was saying, I did get in trouble a lot with that teacher, but she still loved me, and I loved her. Honestly, that was like the one teacher I didn't care that got mad at me, like ever. And that's like crazy. Oh, I forgot to say, for third grade year, that teacher at the end of the year, she gave us a bunch of gifts. She made us all bag and like laminate. I don't even know what it's called, but she like printed up like a little picture of our choice onto the bag. I was obsessed with Lilo and Stitch, so I picked Angel for mine. I don't even know where it is right now, but she gave us like summer stuff, like a beach ball. She gave us a little like summer thing and those bags. She was really nice for her. But anyways, back to fourth grade. But I really loved that teacher. That was like the first teacher I like never cared that got mad at me, because I loved her so much and she loved me, and I knew she did, so I didn't really care. But there was one time, this fifth grader, I'm not gonna even like mention her name. Actually, I'll just say A. Ooh, she was rude to like everyone. So I remember I went to after school care because my mom didn't get out to 5 and school ended at like 3. So I went to after school care. In the meantime, so when she was ready, she could come pick me up. So Sorry, I'm looking at my lashes, making sure they're okay. So I was in that, and I remember she was like saying anyone who looked at her for even like a second, she was like, "What? You have a staring problem?" And that got on everyone's nerves. Nobody really liked her except her friends. And honestly, one day we just got fed up with it. So I remember earlier in the day she had said that to my best friend Maddie, and so I was fed up with it by then. So I was like, the next time she says it, I'm gonna say something back. So matter of fact, she said it to me. So we were walking back from like snack time during after school here. We were walking back to our classroom, and her and her friends were in like a little group throwing around a squishmallow, walking like so we were walking this way, they were walking that way, so we were like that. And then I was looking at the squishmallow because I was a squishmallow collector, like a big one back then, and I was just looking at the squishmallow, wasn't even looking at her. I looked at it for at least like a couple seconds, and then she says, "What?" And then her friends were like, "What happened?" And they were like, "That girl back there, she has a staring problem." And I said, "And you have an attitude problem." And she got humbled so quick, she never did that ever again. And I'm being for real. She went off to high school. Well, she went off to middle school, and she goes to the same middle school I go to now. And every time people look at her, she doesn't say a single thing. She got humbled. And after that, she never told the fourth graders anything at all. She never told them they had a staring problem or anything after that. And I let my mom aware, and my mom was super proud of me. And I let my teacher know. And my teacher was also, she didn't really care. She didn't care that I said anything. She said that if she ever gave me any more problems, to go tell her because she had that student last year. And I said, okay. And you know what Maddie did? She went and told on her again because of something. I think, actually, I don't even know. But I was late to class that day. Of course I was late. But before I had got there, she had talked to that A in front of the whole class. And she humbled her quick. So, yep. That girl got humbled by me and that teacher. It's like embarrassing if you get humbled by a teacher, but it's even more embarrassing if you get humbled by someone a grade below you, any grade below you, matter of fact. So that's what happened that year. 5th grade year, a lot of drama that year. Like, I'm not even gonna explain all of it. There was just these 2 girls, Aubrey and Cadence. They were like new kids. Nobody, well, actually they had a lot of friends. They were pretty popular, but there was not a lot of people liked them. Well, actually, a lot of people liked them, but like there was like, they always had drama with everyone, including me and my friend. So yeah, that happened. But the main like drama that I'm gonna focus on for the story time about 5th grade is I was friends with this girl, with these 2 girls. They were twins, and one of them, we'll call her Twin A. So Twin A, me and Maddie and my other friend, Kay. That's not her real name. It's just a little letter. But me, Maddie, and Kay were best friends with Twin A. We were like really close with her. We were not as close with Twin B, but we were really close with Twin A. So basically, sorry, something just fell and it scared the living daylights out of me. Anyways, but so I remember I was on the phone with Maddie and Twin A, and Twin A was a little busy, so she didn't play a game with us. But I was like, okay, we'll just play a game to pass the time, and then when you're done, you can play the game with us. So me and Maddie played for about like probably 10 minutes, and then once we like died and the game was over, we were gonna play another round. But we were like, hey, are you done so you can come play with us? She was like, no, I'm not done yet. And I made a joke. I was like, ugh, you're boring. And she was just like, ugh, or bro, or something like that. And then she left the call. And I was like, I thought she was being super serious about this. Like, I thought she was taking this so deep. So I texted her, and mind you, she joked about things with us a lot, and that I was insecure about. But like, okay, I'm not saying it's completely her fault because she didn't know I was insecure about these things, but she still made jokes that were like something that people could be insecure about that you may not know. Even if you don't mean harm to it, it's still like wrong for you to say it. So So I was like, so you can joke with us, but when we joke with you, it's not okay. And she was like, it was just a prank. It was just a joke. I didn't actually, sorry, I got distracted. I didn't actually, I'm not actually mad. And so it turned into this whole argument thing. So we stopped talking, but I was still friends with Twin B. So then randomly one day I texted Twin B about something, and then Twin B just started randomly cussing me out. And it's not even the fact that she was trying to defend her sister or anything. It was just the fact, because they like make it clear that they don't really like each other or anything. They like, obviously they comfort each other when each other cries, but they make it clear that they don't really care to do anything for the other person. But Twin B starts cussing me out for some random reason. Like, girl. And then there was like a 5th grade glow party. Then we all made up. It was like a thing, but it was just like so crazy. There's like so much more that I don't even like want to explain because it's too long of a story. So yeah. Sorry, my lashes are not lashing, so I'm gonna keep redoing them. But so that happened 5th grade year. I know, I forgot to mention, before I moved into my house, I got a cat named El Squeezy. His original name was Squeezy, but my uncle kept calling him El Squeezy, so we just named him El Squeezy. And I loved him. He was like, I loved Flower, but El Squeezy was like my literally emotional support pet, basically, even though like I'm not diagnosed with, bro, like half of my house is still asleep and I was literally 8. Okay, well, I'm not gonna even pick it up. I'm not gonna touch it. Actually, I am. But anyways, even though I'm not diagnosed with anything, he was just like always there for me, even though he was a cat. I loved him so much. So we had him, and then we took him when we moved in. But sadly, he was like a dog, so he went outside to use the restroom. And here in Corpus, I don't even know when, but we had this like big freeze one year, and it was like super cold outside. It didn't snow, but it was like you just like couldn't really go out too much because it was like super cold. So we had that, and then my mom forgot to let him back in one day. And when I looked outside, out in the backyard to look for him, he was on the fence, and right before I could do anything, he jumped off. And that was the last of him. He never found his way back. He ran away when we lived at my grandma's, but he always found his way back. This time he didn't, and I never saw him again, and it was kind of sad. Then I got a dog named Stormy. She was so cute. I loved her so much. But a little bit before my birthday, we ended up giving her away because my parents said I wasn't responsible enough for a pet. So, yeah. But she was the most cutest thing ever. I did cry during giving her away. I loved her so much, and I still have the ability to go visit her whenever I want because those people are like my parents' friends and they wanted her. I don't even know if she still remembers me. It's been, I think, a year already since I went to go visit her. So yeah, it's a little bit of a sensitive topic for me because I didn't even get to have her that long, and it was just so sad. Especially because it was before my birthday. I'm ready to tear up, but especially because it was before my birthday, it was so sad, and I cried when we went to the house and dropped her off. I think all dogs remember scents and stuff, but I just don't know if she remembers me. It's been a year, so I miss her deeply though. She's always in my heart. But besides that, anyways, so now going on to 6th grade. That was last year. 6th grade was a really nice year for me, but a lot of stories. So we're actually going to sit here and talk about 6th grade for a while with my pillow. Yep, with my pillow. So, 6th grade year. Beginning of the year, I remember at the end of the 5th grade year, I got a boyfriend, and we were together for a little bit. You know, I was happy, but I I did unfortunately get a little bored. I just kind of just lost feelings. I broke up with him. He did give me a necklace that I know it's weird, but I do still have it. Just because he was a really nice boyfriend though. We are kind of still friends. We don't talk a lot, but we're kind of still friends. So then I had some other crushes. I had a crush on the same friend of me, which I shouldn't have because he is rude and annoying. Then I had a crush on some other kid. And yeah, I just had a crush on like 2 kids, I think. And then, so I had I don't even know who I liked. No, I was just looking for someone to like for a little bit. Then this one kid caught my eye. His name, I can't say his name. We will say Phone. We'll call him Phone. You know what? Let's just call him Phone. So Phone, he caught my eye in August, literally the beginning of the month, like the beginning of the school year, the like month we start school, August. He caught my eye. I saw a video of him on TikTok. Well, he was in the background of the video, but his phone caught my eye. But I just pushed feelings down because I remember someone like called him gay or something, like because he was standing gay, and I was just like, okay. I mean, I didn't find it weird or anything. I didn't know what to really do, so I just pushed feelings down. I decided to forget about him, and I got a new crush. I had a crush on that guy for a while during homecoming, actually September. But come to find out, my friend, she started dating my ex that I was talking about, the guy who I broke up with like in the beginning of 6th grade. She went to prom. Whoa, she went to homecoming with him. And it was just kind of like, not that I still had feelings for him or anything. It was just like weird. Like, all exes should be off limits no matter what happened between you two. But okay, I got over it because I had another crush. It didn't really matter that much. But yeah, so I had a crush on that guy for a while, but I got a phone actually helped me a little bit with getting that crush to talk to me, but he kept saying he did, and then he never ended up talking to me, so I just forgot about it and enjoyed my night at homecoming. So then after that, I stopped liking him. I got a crush on October. I had the biggest crush on Phone ever. It was everyone knew. Actually, I think at the end of September, I started liking this other guy, but then I stopped liking him and I started liking Phone. Phone was like my biggest crush ever. But he kept going he had a few girlfriends, and then he dated Maddie's cousin, and he kept going back for her. So yeah, but I liked him in December too. So then December 3rd, ironic, you know the song. December 3rd, we got together. Actually, it was December 3rd or December 4th. Ironic, but anyways. So, and then we started dating like after lunch, and then he broke up with me at the end of the day. And so what I heard, his friend broke up with me for him because I guess he just didn't want to do it. He didn't want to hurt my feelings or whatever. So I was walking, and then his friend was like, hey, Phone wants to break up with you because what I heard is because his mom said he wasn't allowed to date anymore. And I was like, that's such a total lie. So then I told all my friends I was crying over this guy. But then we had a little festival, I think the day he broke up with me or the day after. So I went, and it was so awkward because right where you walk in, he was right there. But I just went by, didn't give him a look or anything. And so the whole night I wanted to see what happened because I did find out that his friend did not say he wasn't allowed to date. His friend said that his mom said that he wasn't allowed to date other people who weren't allowed to date. And I was allowed to date. So, because my mom knew I had a crush on the other guy, not the one for homecoming, but the one I had after the homecoming crush. And he would, I remember she was like, how's your little boyfriend doing? And I was like, yeah, I don't like him anymore. But anyways, so I was like, I tried to clear things up. I was like, hey, so who told you this? And he was like, oh, your friend told me that you weren't allowed to date. And I was like, oh, S? And he was like, yeah, S. And I was like, okay. And then she ended up telling me that she only ever said yes. So I went to go back to tell phone. I was like, S said that she only ever told you yes. And he was like, actually, well, she told me yes, and then she told me no, and then she told me yes. No, he said, well, first she told me no, then she told me yes, then she told me no, and now she's telling me yes. I was like, oh, okay. So I went back to her and I was like, he said this. And she was like, no, I swear I only ever said yes. And I was like, okay. Because he had asked her if I was allowed to date. She didn't tell him anything. But I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even care. I just wanted to clear things up. So I was like, hey, I am allowed to date. And he's like, but how do I know that? So I was like, okay, I'll go call my mom. And I had to make up a fake scenario. I was like, hey, mom, so this guy's asking me out. Can I say yes? Because if I ask her directly, she's not going to just be like, yes, you can date. She's going to start asking me stuff. So I just made up a fake scenario. I was like, hey, mom, this guy's asking me out. Can I say yes? He was like, okay, but we'll talk about it when you get home. You can say yes. So I was like, okay. So I went to go tell him, see, I just got off the phone with my mom. I showed him like my call history, and I was like, she said I can date. And it was like, okay, but I didn't hear the call, so how do I know? And I was like, oh my god, he was making this so difficult. So I just ended up texting my mom about the scenario, and she was like, yes, but we'll talk about it at home. And I showed him, and I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, so he was like, I need to think about it. So my mom went for a few days thinking that we were dating, and so I texted her. I was like, hey, I don't mean to bother, but do you think it's gonna work out? Because my mom thinks we're dating. And he was like, yeah, sorry, twin. I don't think it's gonna work out. Twin? What do you mean twin? Like, but so he was like, yeah, sorry, my lashes are still bothering me. So he's like, yeah, sorry, I don't think it's gonna work out, twin. And I was like, okay, whatever. But I tried to push feelings down. I still liked him all the way till the end of the school year, which was in May. Even though I tried liking other people, or I just tried putting feelings down, it never worked out. I know that Maddie's cousin did cheat on him, but he still went back to her. I'm pretty sure he's done with going back to her now, even though he said that many times. I'm pretty sure he is, but I just don't like him anymore. I'm done, and I just hope I don't catch feelings again. I hope that I have no classes to him, because if I do, most likely we will talk, and I will probably catch feelings again, because we still are friends, just none of that stuff. And he thinks that I still like him. I'm pretty sure he thinks that I still like him. I don't know. Actually, no, he doesn't. He knows I don't like him. But besides that point, so during when I had liked him and a little after Maddie's cousin had cheated on him, he was like, oh, I'm so done with her, this and that. We were on the phone. It was me, him, and Maddie. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then I was on the phone with Maddie one day because I saw a TikTok. I saw his TikTok, and it was like about, I think it's just like a kind of like love song, basically. And the little description was so targeted, and then it said #M. And it was obvious who he was talking about. He was talking about Maddie. So I went to go call Maddie. I was like, hey, phone likes you. And I was like, she was like, really? I'm not going to do anything though, because my cousin, and obviously you like him. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was just waiting him to stop liking for her. So a few days passed, and she ends up we were on the phone with my cousin, his friend, and I think Kaylee, one of my best friends. So then we were on the phone, and she texted me privately. She's like, hey, I need to talk to you. Can we go and call privately? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I went to go call, and she was like, hey, so I have to tell you something, but please don't get mad at me. And I'm so sorry. And she was like, oh, and I was like, okay, what happened? What'd you do? She was like, okay, so I ended up getting with Collins, but only for 3 days. It meant nothing to me. She said the only reason I broke up with him was because he couldn't stop talking about Rosalind. What do you mean that's the only reason? Your best friend, we drifted apart a little bit, yes, but we've been friends since like first grade. You're one of your closest friends liked a guy and you went to go date him. I forgave her because I'm a very forgiving person. Because there's this whole story with another guy that I forgave so many times, but I'm not his friend anymore. But I forgave her because I'm a forgiving person. And yeah, so she said that she thought I knew because it was in, like, her name was in his bio. And everyone knew this except me and my two best friends, Kaylee and Vivian. So I felt honestly really betrayed, and but I ended up forgiving her. I didn't want to talk to her for a while, but then I came around, forgave her. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Was it, am I the bad person for not wanting to talk to her? Did I make the right choice for giving her? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. What would y'all have done? But anyways, so that happened. And then I just stopped liking him. Well, now I stopped liking him. So yeah. And now I am going to 7th grade. Things are going pretty good in life right now. I know a long time ago I was a little suicidal. Sadly. But things are going great now. I got a great life, great parents, a great family. Actually, my stepsister is coming over today and to come stay with us because she's going to college here. So I'll have a little older sister in the house now. Things are going really good, honestly. Don't got any crushes or boyfriends, obviously. But let me tell you okay. Here, I'm gonna tell you some things that don't relate to school. So, 2 years ago, on TikTok, I came across this girl named Lily, and she was on live with someone named Gio, or Sergio. So I got curious because they seemed funny, so I started watching them on TikTok constantly, their lives, their little Freaky Fridays that they had on live, and I watched them for so long. Then I found out that Lily had a YouTube channel. So, her YouTube channel was Bad Bitch Lily, so I was like, okay, let's go check it out. So, checked out her YouTube channel, fell in love with it, watched a bunch of her videos, pretty much all of her videos. Then she started this thing called Summer Madness. I was like, okay, why not watch it? I became the biggest Lily and Gio shipper. My whole Instagram is dedicated to Lily and Gio. I'm one of her biggest fans now. She is my favorite YouTuber. Who would have thought? 2 years ago, from a TikTok live, they became my favorite YouTubers. They're my favorite couple now. It's just so, I'm just so happy. And honestly, now a couple days ago, she replied to my comment on YouTube and liked it on YouTube. And that made me jump for joy. It was like the happiest thing because I love her so much. Props to Bad Bitch Lily and Kill Us Martyr. I love them. Shout out to them. They probably won't ever see this video, but love y'all. But yeah, I just love them so much. My favorite color actually used to be purple. Now it's blue. I love navy blue. That's what I'm gonna get my hair dyed hopefully soon before school starts. I am just so happy. I play Roblox still. I think I just really like MM2 right now. I don't play Roblox too much as much as I used to, but it's there. That's pretty much how my life's been. It's going really good, and I'm so happy that I've got to enjoy these past 6 years with you guys. Honestly, I am not famous, but you guys, all my followers, you guys are so important to me, all my 66 followers. I am so happy that I have this life here on YouTube, this journey, and I hopefully will still be able to fit videos in while during school. Not like, obviously not on breaks, like just during school, hopefully like on weekends or something when I have time to film. And honestly, I want to do stuff that takes after Lily. So I want to do Summer Madness next summer. I'm gonna do Emma-tober, if you know Bad Bitch Tober, Emma-tober. And then I'm gonna obviously do Vlogmas. It's not just a Bad Bitch Lily thing. Actually, a lot of people do it. I don't know if a lot of people do Summer Madness, and Bad Bitch Tober is like Bad Bitch Lily and Killis Martin thing, because there's Killis-tober and Bad Bitch Tober. But I'm gonna do Emma-tober. So vlog every day for October, vlog every day for Christmas, then vlog 2 months for Summer Madness. Every day, all day, upload. Just upload. But honestly, I love it here on YouTube. 6 years. I've been doing social media for a while now. 6 years. Been on TikTok, YouTube. I've had Instagram for a couple years already. And X also for a couple years. That's just like, X is just like, I don't use X. I use Instagram though. And I have a Facebook account, but that's gonna say to me because it's for my family, obviously. But this journey has been amazing. And I am so happy that I'm getting back on my grind, but school's starting soon, so obviously that grind's gonna die down. But honestly, these past few weeks that I've been posting, I'm honestly so happy. And hopefully I will do this for as long as I can. It does take a lot of work out of me, but I love it and I will never stop doing it. So thank you guys for tuning on into this video. I love you guys so much. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like more of the sit down and talk content. Let me know what else you guys want to see. Bye bye.